This is really funny. As many of you know, or maybe you don't, and I'll tell you, Joe Biden is sort of doing pretty okay as president. There's no perfect president. Every president does lots of things that people don't agree with, that I don't agree with. Okay. But in this hyper-polarized environment that we have in the United States, Joe Biden's approval is quite healthy. It's much higher than Donald Trump's ever was. And Joe Biden already in these first few months of his presidency has some important major achievements, including the COVID relief bill, including an incredibly successful vaccine rollout, and some other things with much more planned. Fox News and other right-wing media are completely out of ideas about what to cover. They tried fake scandals. They tried ginning up a crisis at the border, which sort of worked, actually. They tried attacking the relationship between Joe and Jill Biden as fake and stage managed for public perception. And none of it is really sticking. I mean, the border thing is sticking a little bit, but a lot of this stuff is just not sticking. And look at the pathetic things that they tried last night alone. Here is Tucker Carlson claiming that Joe Biden's Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, said that the single greatest risk our soldiers face is having to serve alongside Trump supporters. But when you watch the clip of Lloyd Austin that he plays, Lloyd Austin doesn't actually say that. It is a fake scandal. Take a look.
Existential. If you've got a cliche, he will read it on television. That was Lloyd Austin, of course. Lloyd Austin is a former defense contractor, not surprisingly. He's a full-time ideologue as well. Having Lloyd Austin at the Pentagon is like handing control of the entire U.S. military to the editorial page of the New York Times. Here is Lloyd Austin explaining that the single scariest risk our soldiers face is the possibility they might have to serve alongside Americans who didn't vote for Joe Biden.
And if confirmed, I will fight hard to stamp out sexual assault and to rid our ranks of racist and extremists. The job of the Department of Defense is to keep America safe from our enemies. But we can't do that if some of those enemies lie within our own ranks.
He's a joke and a mediocrity. And of course, he was confirmed by the Senate as if he was impressive, but he's not.
So understand that. Tucker says Lloyd Austin claimed the biggest risk to our troops is serving alongside people who didn't vote for Joe Biden. He plays a clip, and in the clip, Lloyd Austin says, we've got to get sexual assault out of the military. We've got to get racists out of the military, and we've got to get extremists out of the military. Now, maybe Tucker Carlson knows that the racists and the extremists and the sexual assaulters are Trump supporters. I don't know. I'm not saying that. But linguistically, I can't see any other connection between what Tucker Carlson said is in that clip and what Lloyd Austin actually says. Then Tucker Carlson uses the latest Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein revelations to just wide openly pander to the QAnon people. Take a look at this.
So just days after Bill Gates told us on Twitter that he was getting a divorce, there is new information about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. You know, those conspiracy theorists say a small group of really powerful people control the world and have an interest in little kids. Just a conspiracy theory. But we will tell you what we do know. That's just ahead.
Edgy stuff, right? So just straight up pandering to QAnon there. Maybe this helps his ratings. Maybe he has a big QAnon contingent in his audience. I don't really know. Then Sean Hannity brings in Donald Trump Jr. for a segment on the Steele dossier from, was it 2016, 2017? We're almost halfway through 2021. And Hannity brings on the son of a former president to talk about a 5-year-old document. Fox host Laura Ingraham going with a narrative about the Democratic Party being in chaos and falling apart and being in disarray. She had one headline called, "Things are clearly falling apart for Democrats," and then another which included right-wing bomb thrower Dinesh D'Souza as a guest, which was called, quote, "GOP views gain traction as Dems in disarray." And of course, this is all completely fake. It's all completely made up. If the current administration is notable for anything, it's that we are 4 months in and there are just no scandals and things are calm and uncontroversial. Now, we can all say, well, Joe Biden didn't handle stopping the deportations the way that he promised, and I would be right there with you. And Joe Biden hasn't done enough here, or he hasn't done enough there, or I don't like The deadline he set for when to get troops out of Afghanistan, he set it at September 11th. He should have done it by May 1st, like Donald Trump. These are all fair criticisms and things that we can all talk about. But there's really no disarray. There's really no scandal. There's really no chaos. We're 4 months in. Joe Biden has gotten some major things done. Most Americans are more or less happy with it, and Americans are very happy with the COVID stimulus bill that was done. Americans are very happy with Joe Biden's handling of the pandemic, and Americans are very happy with Joe Biden's handling of the vaccine rollout. Lastly, from Laura Ingraham, another blockbuster, powerful story called, quote, "The left doesn't actually have an agenda." And this one is particularly funny because Joe Biden passed COVID stimulus, rolled out vaccines, has a jobs bill proposal, has an infrastructure bill proposal, has made some tweaks to gun safety. Doesn't mean you have to like them or think they're enough, but he made some tweaks to gun safety. And yet it is Republicans who for 4 years, and especially now, openly so, Mitch McConnell said it, they are not about anything other than stop Democrats from doing anything. Under Barack Obama, the Republican agenda was stop Obama from doing anything. Under Trump, the agenda was undo anything we can that Barack Obama did. And under Joe Biden, the agenda is not really an agenda. It's prevent Joe Biden from doing anything. It's a good critique not having an agenda, not being for anything. If it were true, it happens to be true of the Republican Party. And I don't know if they can do this for the next 4 years. Like at some point, will they have to come up with something more substantive to slam Joe Biden about? At some point, I mean, most presidents have some scandals. Obama was sort of out of the ordinary in the sense that he didn't have any major scandal. Will they come up with something substantive, or will something happen that is actually a fair critique of Joe Biden that would fall under the umbrella of scandal or disarray? Let me know what you think, but they seem committed to trying to stop Joe Biden from doing anything and from claiming that Joe Biden is getting nothing done and is embroiled in scandal when that's actually not the case that's going on. Let me know what you think. Can they do this for 4 years without anything substantive?